Hello together, we welcome to our technical session today. I want to demonstrate today how to create, or not to demonstrate how to create, but to show you that it is possible to integrate 3D object inside of SharePoint. I want to also show you that it is possible to add texture on top of this project to simulate a real-world product. Yes, in this case I have created a cube like this one, and this cube is in our SharePoint environment. That means here we have created using the WebGL technology and using the ThreeJS library. It is an open source library. I can create a 3D environment and add all the components of my needs. Now in this example I have then add the texture to this object. This is one part of this demonstration, that how to add a texture to a component, and the other one is how to add the axis as to this component. And you see here I can also move this component with my mouse. I can rotate it to see all the different sides, and this is also possible here using this 3GS or WebGL technology. Now to make the mouse moving, we have to use a specific library calling gsap that we have to integrate in our SPFx solution. Then there is also the possibility here on the top. You see here on the top I have the possibility to change the position of my cube, yes, on the x y z direction, yes, and then I can move this and you see the value of this position. This is a debug component. This debug component is the dat.gui. As with the dat.gui, we can also, it is also a good possibility to integrate this dat.gui into SharePoint here. And we are really in a SharePoint environment here, and I can just see the value here and can close this control when I if I use the task H, yes, I can display it or remove it. So based on this window, it is really possible to add also buttons that I can save now this content directly in a SharePoint list. That means if I simulate my environment and want to send the data of the position of my product to my customer, I can then save this data and print it, or save this exact position of my cube now in a SharePoint list. See, and the other possibility here, I can print it out. Yeah, that means if I want to generate a PDF, for sure I can make a screenshot here, yes, but I can also just use here the printing functionality and save now this cube here as a PDF. And by saving it, I can also save the information about the coordinate like x, y, z that I have added here, yes. And this functionality will allow the user who is looking at the printing to know the exact position of my cube, yes. And here I have to decide which are the attributes of my environment I want to add here in my debug window. Yes, if I save this as a PDF, I can then decide where I would like to save it. I can save it here like in the download folder and just save this document here. So yes, I can overwrite this one. And the other thing that is really powerful here, now I can open it here, and you see this is a PDF that you can print out on your printer. Now one thing that is also really powerful here, to add the environment in to use the 3D object. Yes, here is another example how I can just create different type of forms of object and then to look at it on different perspectives. Yes, but in our example here, we were here, and see how powerful is it. I can also use I can also use here this. I can open my solution on my tablet. This is for my daughter tablet, so it is not performant at all, so the focus is not about the performance. But see, now it is, I have a touch screen on this tablet. Yes, and I can open my SharePoint solution using the URL of my SharePoint portal, and I can just see, and I can zoom in, I can rotate using the touch panel, and you see the performance is really great inside of SharePoint Online here. And so I can use the same on my smartphone. If I open the SharePoint solution here on my smartphone, just to see that the performance is not so bad at all. When I open, you can see here I can rotate this object now here on my smartphone. Yes, the exact functionalities. I can use also this I can use this menu on the top here to change the position of the object. Yes, hope it is good enough. Yes, okay, now I hope it was enough for today. The most important component that we saw today is how to manage how to add the debug informations in our portal, so that we can use this debug information to identify attribute of the object in this environment. The second one to use this is the dat.gui library that we have to install, and now to rotate, to use the mouse to move in the environment and to see all the positions our object on all sides. Here we using the mouse, I have installed the gsap library, and for the environment to see here the WebGL into SharePoint, I am using here the ThreeJS library. Yes, hope it is helpful. If you have a question there, how to build such an environment, how to add your components, how to configure so that you can save these values directly inside of a SharePoint library or a document library. Yes, how to load the texture. Yes, this is an image that I assign on the top of my object. Like you can see here another component, so I can assign a texture to this object. And then if there is a need, in this case, just contact me on LinkedIn or on Sync like you want. Best thanks to follow my channel. I think I will continue to show you the power of SharePoint and how to use SharePoint to increase your productivity, how to use SharePoint in a marketing area by developing or using such kind of 3D simulation component inside of SharePoint, and to develop customer solution based on your personal requirements. If you are interested in all these topics, just follow my channel, and I think in the future you will get more information. For questions, just let me a message in the comment. Best thanks.